the opportunity presented itself when I discovered TAMA drums, like, hey, this would really be cool to have a small snare drum. TAMA's approach was similar to the philosophy that they had with Star drums. So the genesis of the drum was no holds barred, no limitations. What's the best snare drum we can make? The Ash Stave proved to be the winner for me, hands down, but we didn't limit our search to Ash. We tried walnut, we tried different diameters, we tried 6x12. The 6x10 had the speed in terms of response, and because of the combination of the ash wood and the stave construction, it just seems to have a depth that I don't normally associate with what a lot of people call popcorn drums. Because popcorn drums usually sound, I don't know, it's kind of like popcorn, you know, not too expensive and disposable. Did I say that? Yes, I did. If you recognize and value the quality of the Star system, then the mezzo snare will fit perfectly into that. It's super responsive. It's got the bite that you want from a small snare drum, but it has a level of warmth and depth to it that surprised me. So I was immediately like, wow. Once I played this prototype, I was like, let's not change anything. The drums I had played in the past were a shallower depth, so soprano and sopranino made sense. Keeping it in the family of vocal quality, mezzo, as in mezzo-soprano, conveyed that added character of warmth and depth. And in fact, mezzo-sopranos, that's really my favorite voice quality and pitch. And most of the jazz singers who I love to listen to are mezzo-sopranos. So that was a lot of fun to aim the drum's identity in that direction. Because it's a snare drum, you have snares on and snares off. So with snares off, it sounds like a small tom-tom, highly pitched or highly tuned tom-tom or timbali. It can sound like any number of drums. It's great for Brazilian music. My album, Dr. Was nominated for a Grammy, and I think in large measure because the drum sound is just so great. I had 4 tom-toms with the mezzo snare over to my left on the freestanding Star tom-tom stand for the tom-tom holder. It's kind of like a spice a lot of times. So, you know, the bass drum you're using most of the time, the snare drum you're using most of the time. But when you add the right spice in just the right amounts to anything, it just brings it to life. And so on the album, just every once in a while, I'll go over to that drum, and having it set up on the left then puts it in the extreme in terms of the stereo imaging. And all of a sudden you just hear this other snare drum come out of nowhere. The great thing about the drum is that dynamically, you know, you can go everywhere. When you play loud and really slam it, it doesn't choke. When you play soft, it responds to everything you play. And that's what you want an instrument to do. That's what a great instrument should do. It responds to everything you play. So then your imagination is your only limit. When I saw the drum on display at the most recent NAMM show, I was so excited and I walked up to it, and when I saw the price tag, I almost fainted. It's an expensive drum, but when I stopped to think about it and thought about, all the star features and qualities that are built into the drum that make up the drum, kind of from the ground up. The TAMA philosophy or orientation with this instrument was just to build the finest small snare drum that's ever been made. The signature mezzo snare, it's really the pinnacle for a small add-on snare. Mezzo, baby.